Welcome. I'm Kim Villarosa, principal of Salem High School. Thank you for being with us today to celebrate this special occasion. Before we begin the program, I'd like to introduce members of our faculty and staff who are in attendance today. Our senior class advisor, Mr. Sean Gray. Our name readers, Scott Beeman and Brenda Bellinger. At this time, it is my pleasure to present the following members of the Salem faculty. Julie Barr, Susan Bawden, Claudia Brady, Carolyn Coffey, Angela Brown, Agda Do Petrocinio, Sean Gray, David Krisnick, Marcia Lizio, Emily McClellan, Roxanne McCormick, Shannon McNeely, Jennifer Olivero, Kelly Osborne, Cindy Roche, Catherine Rakakis, Barbara Ratecki, Christina Scapitici, Kim Scully, Catherine Smiley, Jim Wheaton, and last but not least, our name readers, Scott Beeman and Brenda Bellinger. Additionally, I want to recognize the faculty and staff who are working behind the scenes on this very special event. David Armbruster, Paul Bird, Michelle Brunch, Kate Campbell, Lauren Cummings, Bob Cummings, Renee Ely, Kelly Jeremini, Christina Harry, Chris Himes, Bill Keith, Sam Lacarato, Angel Lett, Jennifer Newman, Valerie Sade, and John Thoman. We also owe special thanks to our fantastic security staff, valued school resource officers, and outstanding maintenance team for making today's celebration an enjoyable event. Parents, guests, faculty, and staff, please stand and welcome the graduating seniors from Salem High School's class of 2016. Welcome, seniors. Please remain standing for our national anthem. be seated. At this time, I would like to welcome and thank our special guests, our Superintendent, Mrs. Monica Merritt, our Regional Director, Dr. Carlos Lopez, our board members, Kate Borninski, Kim Crouch, Mike Maloney, and John Barrett, and Salem administrators, Greg Anglin, Jay Blaylock, Brian Samelski, Jerome Sullivan, and John Wright. It now gives me great pleasure to introduce Mrs. Monica Merritt, Superintendent of Plymouth Canton Community Schools.
Thank you, Ms. Villarosa. Members of the Board of Education, distinguished faculty and staff, honored guests, proud parents, families and friends, and most importantly, relieved members of the class of 2016. Welcome. Now, the single best advice I've ever been given for a speech was the following: keep it short, and by all means, keep it short. So allow me to be brief, but also allow me the privilege and honor of celebrating the accomplishments of the Salem High School class of 2016. Please join me in a round of applause for these amazing students. As we congratulate you, ladies and gentlemen, we also want to take a few moments to congratulate your families who have gathered here today. You too have a reason to be proud. Your persistence and dedication, your sacrifices and your support have helped your sons and daughters make the most of their young lives to arrive at this juncture in their journey. This is your day as well, parents. Congratulations on a job well done. Young people, for 12 years now, your parents and teachers have been telling you that there's a world waiting for you where you are free to choose whatever career paths you desire. I want to remind you today to choose carefully and wisely the kind of work you want to do and the schools you want to attend. Challenge yourself to find work not only that you enjoy and that pays well, but to find a vocation with meaning and one that provides enjoyment, and more than anything else, will make a difference in today's world. Life is all about choices. You choose success or failure by the decisions you make in life. Choose to persevere and never quit. I salute each and every one of you as you reach this important juncture in your lives. Today, you are filled with the spirit of possibility and a great hope for your lives ahead. I encourage you, each of you, never lose that sense of what is possible. I ask you to use the education you received here at P-CCS to enhance the quality of your personal life. But I also ask you to use your education to help others who may not have had the same level of access and opportunities that you have had. My father, the legendary Coach Herman Boone, used to tell us, when you win the race and cross that finish line, don't forget to go back to the barn and take care of the horse that helped you get there. Graduates, all of you have now reached the end of an early chapter in the book of your life. Everyone gathered here in this auditorium has been a part of your educational journey. The world expects you to develop into well-rounded, contributing citizens. Be confident that you have learned what it takes to be successful and prepared to accept the challenges of the future. And now it is your time to thrive. Now is the time to ask and answer the question, where will I go from here? What will be my legacy? The answer will simply drive your life's choices and goals. You may ask, how will I do the things that have been asked of me? Well, very simply, just go back to your childhood library and listen to the words of the great Dr. Seuss. He said, "Congratulations, young people. Today is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away. You have brains in your head and you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself in any direction you choose. Out there, things can happen to you, and frequently they do, to people as brainy and footsy as you. You will come to a place where the streets are not marked. Some windows are lighted, but mostly they're dark. A place you can sprain both your elbow and chin. Do you dare to stay out, or do you dare to go in? How much can you lose? How much can you win? Oh, the places you'll go. There is fun to be done. There are points to be scored. There are games to be won. You'll get mixed up, of course, as you already know. You'll get mixed up with many strange birds as you go. So be sure when you step with care and great tact. And remember that life's a great balancing act. Just never forget to be dexterous and deft, and never mix up your right foot from your left. And will you succeed? Yes, you will indeed. 98.75% guaranteed. So you're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting. So get to stepping your way. Congratulations, class of 2016.
Thank you, Mrs. Merritt. I am now pleased to introduce our Senior Council board members, Alyssa Dews and Rima Sharara.
Ladies, gentlemen, friends, and family, I, Alyssa Dews, and my co-president, Rima Charara, are pleased to welcome you to the Salem High School commencement ceremony for the graduating class of 2016. Before we begin, we would like to give thanks for the endless amount of support that all of us students have received to get to this point in our lives. Without the amazing teachers and faculty behind us, we know that it would have been seemingly impossible to survive high school as well as we did. Also, it is only fair that we give thanks to our friends and family, or really anyone who has had to deal with us over the past 4 years. Actually, I think it's safe to say we owe you all apologies as well. Mom, Dad, I'm really sorry. But as students, I really don't think we would have made it here without what I like to call the 3 C's: coffee, calc chat, and lots of crying. Today, however, there will only be happy tears, hopefully, as we reflect on our time here at Salem and begin a new chapter of our lives. It's been a long 4 years, but we're finally here all together for the last time as a class. It seems like yesterday we were all sitting together at the brutally awkward Link Crew Summer Orientation Day. Starting freshman year, everything was new and exciting. The next 4 years to come would seem to last forever, and you never thought you would see graduation day. Sophomore and junior year slowly went by as you went through the motions of getting up and trucking to school each day. But then senior year finally hits you, the first of many lasts. Realize you're taking your first steps through school on that early Tuesday morning for the last time. It's the last time you'll ever be on the court or field as a Salem Rock. It's the last time you'll ever sit at the homecoming game.
Or, if you're Alyssa, you slept through the entire first half of the game. But for the rest of us, we were cheering on our Salem Rocks football team loud and proud with our blue crew leading the way. But since senior year is still fresh in our minds, let's take it back to a time we may not all want to remember: freshman year. Going into any new school is overwhelming. First arriving at P-CCS is a completely different story. Having 3 schools to navigate between, thinking that 10 minutes will be plenty of time, but soon realizing that you're going to have to book it across campus, and having 6,000 different people to navigate between just seemed to be a few of the daunting tasks that were ahead of us at PSEP. But once you got settled in, it didn't seem to be too bad after all. We watched our upperclassmen stress out while we thought we had plenty of time ahead of us before those days arrived. Before we knew it, we breezed through our first year of high school. Now we were on to the next.
Come sophomore year, we were invincible. We were finally moving up in the world. We knew what were the best times to use the bathrooms and which ones, avoiding the ones on the first floor of Salem at all costs. But at this time, we also received warning signs of what was to come, the horrifying junior year. We were now in the calm before the storm. While we slept in peacefully on those days in March, our older peers were taking arguably the most important test of their lives, the ACT. I don't think any of us could have imagined how much worse it could be until the day we had to take it. It was also free pancake day at IHOP. And to put the icing on the cake, after we suffered through 4 hours of testing, Mother Nature left us a lovely coating of ice on all of our cars, keeping us at school for an additional 20 minutes more than we would have liked, having to scrape off our windshields while getting pelted in the face. This was junior year. What a time to be alive.
But there was a light at the end of the tunnel. We were handed our course selection forms for senior year. And before we knew it, the first day of senior year arrived. And from that point on, time began to fly. Going or not going to school every day didn't seem to be such a task. It was fun. We supported our sports teams, but as soon as the seasons came, they were gone. Seniors' reigns on the fields, the ice, and the courts were coming to ends, but outside of that, there was still so much to look forward to. Spring break, water wars, and prom were on the horizon. And outside of all the fun, we had many decisions to make. We were gaining responsibility when it came to school, both high school and college-wise. And we soon came to the realization that we were growing up fast and had a lot to learn and figure out. But as we still have a lot to learn, one thing that we are sure of is that we are the most attractive class ever. What can I say? We've aged well. But the class of 2016 is not just a class of beauty, we've got brains. We are a class of our own politicians. Dorian Thompson, I see you in the crowd. We are future chemists and journalists who have all found their passions so young. And I know you're all waiting for it, the cliche part of the speech, but I promise it'll be quick and painless. And I know it's always said, but I mean it sincerely, the class of 2016 is a force to be dealt with. We are a class that is to be respected, and we find success to be the only option. And honestly, the great thing about high school is everything is either a blessing or a lesson. And the memories and people will be with us in one way or another throughout our lives. So moving forward, we have a lot ahead of us and the future is bright. And if you've heard this speech, it's too late. The class of 2016 is done with this chapter and we are on to the next. So we love you, class of 2016. Let's kill it.
Congratulations and go Rocks.
Love you, Mom and Dad.
Thank you, Alyssa and Rima. I am honored to introduce the senior class speaker, Sharia Rao, to present her speech.
(1,378). That number represents how many days have passed since our first day of school at the Plymouth Canton Educational Park as freshmen. At the time, the idea of being at the EMU Convocation Center in white and navy blue caps and gowns felt like a lifetime away. Well, I suppose we're not wearing white and navy blue as we had anticipated, but graduation day is finally here. It is a time to reflect on the past, cherish the present moment, and dream big for the future. Honored guests, school administrators, family, friends, and of course, students have come here today to celebrate the transition into the next phase of our lives, and for that, I thank you. Fellow students, graduation in our eyes marks the end of 4 very interesting years. Personally, high school has been speckled with both fantastic and not so great experiences. It's so easy to let the negative experiences overpower the positive ones, but it's important for us to see the good in every situation and take away important lessons from these past 4 years. I'm not suggesting you have to have fond memories of that time you started an essay at midnight, but let's face it, that happened more than once. Allow the good memories to highlight your high school experience while utilizing the negative ones to come out stronger. Because the memories we have help build our character. The events in our lives often come with lessons, and it is our responsibility to learn from these lessons. The lessons we have learned in high school, both academic and life ones, will help us be the responsible, hardworking adults that the world out there needs. We all have the power and the obligation to give back to the world that has given us so much. Volunteering at a local hospital has shown me how easy this is. Simply changing a TV channel, helping someone sit down in a wheelchair, or smiling can make someone feel so elated. And that is how real change begins. It may sound cliched, but you can make a huge difference in the world through small actions. Helen Keller once said, "I am only one, but still I am one. I cannot do everything, but still I can do something. And because I cannot do everything, I will not refuse to do something that I can do." History has shown us that there is merit to this powerful statement. Ruby Bridges just wanted to go to school, and a social revolution followed. Walt Disney created a lovable mouse, and now millions, if not billions, of people around the world have fond memories of watching Disney films. Alexander Fleming decided to investigate an unusual growth on a petri dish, and penicillin was born, saving countless lives over the course of history. As teenagers, we're often underestimated. We are portrayed in pop culture as being immature, reckless, and lazy. As borderline millennials, our case does not improve. I bet these people wouldn't call us lazy if they saw passing time at PSEP, though. But why let these stereotypes define us? It would be so much more rewarding, not to mention fun, to defy these common beliefs and make a conscious effort